Athletic competition as a form of entertainment has been present in human culture since time can remember. In order to understand the will and determination of an athlete, you must go directly to the source. In my podcast today, you will get a first-hand account of the trials and tribulations that Fairfield Prep hockey captain Brian Puffer encountered on his road to victory.
The first time I started playing hockey was when I was 4 years old, skating on the pond in the backyard of my house. It wasn't competitive or anything, but it was still great to be on the ice, and I instantly fell in love with the game. I began playing travel hockey when I was like 6 for my local team in Greenwich, but then soon became a trader, according to them, moving to a AAA team in Stamford, which recruited people from Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and we traveled all over the world, really. The countries I've been to playing for Mid-Fairfield and summer teams and spring teams is I've been to Russia, I've been to every province in Canada, and I've been to almost 25 states. Playing at such an elite level against kids that are bigger, stronger, and older than me was difficult in the beginning, but soon my skills got better and better, and I was able to adjust to a more advanced game. My first goal in my hockey career was to make it to a national championship, and we were able to do that our U12 year. We lost in the semifinals, unfortunately. From then on, hockey became a serious part of my life and almost completely took over. By the time I was 14, I played in my second national championship. Unfortunately, we didn't win then either, and I've never won a national championship. But the experience of both got great recognition from a bunch of coaches in the area, and I was able to get a full scholarship to Fairfield Prep. I got offers from other schools around the area and a few boarding schools, but I decided to go to a hockey powerhouse, Fairfield Prep, who has won state championships in Connecticut seven times since the year 2000.
As an incoming freshman at Prep, which is a school that lives and dies for its hockey season, Brian wanted nothing more than to follow in the footsteps of his older brother in bringing the title of state champions to its rightful home.
My freshman year at Prep, I was the big man on campus playing varsity as a freshman, which is rarely done. But my second practice, I went into the boards wrong and broke my wrist in 2 different places. I thought the injury was only going to be a 4 to 6 weeks or something like that, and I would be able to return to hopefully pursue a 3rd championship in a row for the school. But I heard from the doctors later it was a 4 to 6 month injury, and I was going to miss the entire season. That season, the team went on to win the state championship for the 3rd time in a row. I was very happy for everybody on my team, but it was still tough to watch from behind the glass and watch them play in front of 10,000 people at the Yale Arena and skate around with a state championship trophy. I knew heading into my sophomore year that I would need to train hard in the off-season and rehab my wrist to be able to get back in shape and play. Finally, I was able to rehab my wrist and get back into playing shape by the time winter came around for my sophomore year. This was another heartbreaking year for me as we lost in the first round of the state tournament. Making it even worse, to end our 3-year winning streak, our rival, Hamden High School, won the state championship that year. Again, everybody on the team worked hard in the off-season, and we were ranked number 1 and projected to win the championship for my junior year. After a very successful season, we were once again in the state finals and playing our rival, Hamden. After a couple of heated battles during the regular season, our final game versus them ended in 5 students from Prep going to the hospital and 3 from Hamden with serious injuries. Now that you understand the hatred between the 2 schools, we knew this game was going to be an absolute battle and a possible bloodbath. Although we played our hearts out, our season once again ended in disappointment, losing 5-4. Now all I had was one more crack at a state championship. It was sad to see that team go, but at the banquet, me and 2 other seniors were awarded captainship. Me and my other 2 captains created a 2-a-days workout regimen for all players on the team, which consisted of 6 a.m. practices, workouts after school, and then captain's practice at night. It was tough, but we were all willing to put in the effort to try to make another run at a state championship. The season started strong for us my senior year. We started 8-0. Already qualifying our spot at the state tournament, but soon we hit a bump in the road, not on the ice but off, with the passing of a classmate and good friend Ryan Brennan, who lost his battle to cancer. After a time of mourning and grieving, all the captains came together and decided that this was our year. We had to pull the school together and unite at one place, which was going to be the Yale Whale. After the passing of Ryan, our team realized that the entire school needed a lift, and it was our job to do that. After finishing the season strong with an 18-2 record, we headed into the state playoffs with the entire school behind us. Soon we were in the quarterfinal game of the state championship, playing none other than Hamden High School. With Ryan in our hearts, we were able to knock off the two-time defending state championship in Hamden and head to the semifinals at the Yale Whale. A Connecticut high school player's dream to play at 10,000 fans watching and cheering you on. Finally, it was my last chance to achieve a Connecticut hockey player's dream in winning a state championship. After a fairly easy run-in in the semis, I was finally back to finish what I started in coming to prep. I can't put into words hearing the roar of 10,000 fans as I sat in the locker room preparing for the game. As we stepped onto the ice, I knew that there was nothing going to stop this team from winning.
Ryan's intuitions were right, and prep went on to defeat St. Joseph's High School in the state final. Brian himself contributed 2 goals and an assist, and co-captain John Galliani played a perfect game in net, shutting out St. Joe's 5-0. As the buzzer sounded, the arena erupted in celebration. Not only did we want this for the late Ryan Brennan, but for the seniors who never gave up and instead laughed in the face of adversity. Now you can see what drives the athlete through years of early practices, weekends on the road, and immeasurable hard work to have a shot at achieving your final goal and ultimately capturing victory.